Shut up and sit down.
Hey friends, I'm Simon.
I'm Ellie.
And if you enjoy our videos, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell thing. That would be very kind of you indeed. And tonight, as usual, we're surprising ourselves with movie trailers that the other person has not yet seen, and filming our typically stupid reactions to those. And again, it's my turn to be surprised. Apparently you have found some nugget of moviedom that I have not yet been exposed to, and you're ready to whip it out in my face.
I am going to whip it right out in your face.
So what have you got for me?
So this is not something that would normally be on our radar. It's a subject that neither of us are familiar with, but this is a documentary that comes out on June 18th, so it's very soon. And while it's not a subject we know anything about, the subject of the documentary isn't something that I'm familiar with. I suspect there'll be elements of it. It's something that had a huge cultural impact over multiple decades.
Ooh.
So I feel like there's probably going to be things in here that we're familiar with without being aware of kind of the origins of it. But when I looked at the people who are involved in this documentary, they are some of our most favorite people in the entire universe.
Interesting.
So it felt like something that we would probably enjoy watching. Maybe it might be one of those kind of weeknight movies that we watch once the kids have gone to bed.
Okay, well, I will reserve judgment, but this sounds weird and scary.
Like me!
So we're going to go ahead, check out the trailer to whatever this is. If you want to see what we think about it, then hang around until afterwards. But for now,
Let's go.
Let's go.
Throughout all the years that I've been making music, if you get on a tour bus with a bunch of musicians, eventually the conversation will go to Sparks.
I remember just seeing them all the time, like, who are those guys?
They are a band who you can look up on Wikipedia and know nothing.
We are Sparks, dude.
Please welcome Sparks!
Frequently asked questions about Sparks. How many albums are there?
25
Oh
albums.
my gosh.
Are you brothers?
We are brothers.
How did you first meet?
We are brothers.
Music at its best, you hear it and you go, oh my God, what is that?
It's insane, but it's fantastic.
Each time you'd go to the rehearsal, there'd be something new there. Like, that's good.
It wasn't like anything else.
All pop music is rearranged Sparks. That's the truth.
What?
There are throwaway riffs that other bands have built whole careers out of.
One of my favorite moments is John Lennon ringing up Ringo Starr.
You won't believe what's on the television.
It was
What
the sound
is
of
this?
the future.
Sparks is way more prolific than all of the artists we consider to be the greatest in the world.
They sort of set a template that a Beatle would pretend to be Ron. That's amazing.
Wow.
They were taking all their creative juices and putting it into something that they loved.
They were a bit much for most people.
The culture just wasn't there yet.
Is there anybody out there at all right now?
They've reinvented themselves several times.
The thing that marked them was their unwillingness to give up.
That sounds like the scene from our biopic. Our time has come.
Here we are.
They may have given birth to other bands who don't even know that the lineage goes back to them. Still are waiting to get paid back for that.
Why have you resisted doing a documentary until now?
We didn't want to do the standard documentary full of talking heads. It would become too dry.
My God.
So, we've just seen the trailer for Sparks, which is a name that wasn't familiar to either of us, but I did hear some familiar songs in that trailer. So, you are the music person, unlike me. I just kind of like some kinds of music and not others, but you've got more of an in-depth understanding of music, so what did you think of Sparks?
Would you say that I am the music meister?
No, because then you'd keep doing that and I hate it.
Yeah, what did I think about Sparks? Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. It's so confusing. I really like this concept that this is your favorite band's favorite band, that the band that you've never heard of, that inspired most of the music you've listened to for your whole life. Like, what a cool thing that there is this band that was so influential and inspirational that enough people have not heard of it that they can make that kind of a claim and make a documentary, and people are going to go, yeah, I've never heard of that. I feel like that's quite a brave thing to do, because making a documentary about a band that people have never heard of could be a flop of a documentary. Like, it's got to be a great documentary to draw in a crowd who have never heard of the subject of the documentary. And I wonder if the way that you achieve that brave goal is by pulling in everyone you've ever heard of to comment on this band. And I think it gives that credibility then, that even though you, viewer, have never heard of Sparks, these 100 people have heard of them or are inspired by them in some way or have some interesting story to tell about them. And they seem like such wacky, entertaining characters, even today, that the documentary might just be a fun watch anyway. So I guess I'm still really confused, though. Like, I don't even know whether I even moved or reacted during that trailer. I think I just looked bemused for 3 minutes.
So surreal.
Yeah, I don't know what to think, but I actually really want to see it. And I guess that's probably the point of the trailer, right? Well, what did you think about it?
The thing that kept coming back to me when we were watching it was you could see a lot of where Mighty Boosh came from.
Wow, yeah,
with, like,
that's
having
true.
The weird, like, the choices they make about visually how they present themselves in a really specific way, and also like the bizarre, just obviously the surreal nature, but like the animated elements they have in their shows and like the odd costumes and weird settings. So I feel like that came up, like, that's clearly where they got a lot of their inspiration from. The other thing that I think is common to a lot of the documentary movies that we've really enjoyed is, even if, and it actually in life as well, even if the subject itself isn't something that you're even familiar with or have any interest in at all, getting together a group of people who are really passionate about something and letting them tell you why they're passionate about it. I don't think I've ever heard anyone speak passionately about something and not felt compelled to listen and to really enjoy them sharing what they love about this specific thing. Like, regardless of what my relationship is with that thing, it just draws you in. And so I feel like with a subject as complex as Sparks, having all of these incredible performers and artists and creators tell you what value they find in it, I just think this has to be a really compelling movie.
Yeah. I'm just so intrigued to learn more, and I guess that is the purpose of this trailer, is just to pique your interest enough without giving you too much that you don't want to watch it. So I would say mission accomplished. Whoever edited this trailer is a genius, because that hit the spot. And, you know, I'm exactly the same as you said. Like, I listen to a very specific type of music. I like heavy metal music. I like quite extreme heavy metal music, which not everyone identifies with. In fact, not many people like the same kind of music as me. But when I hear people talk about their favorite type of music, whatever it is, EDM or drum and bass or dubstep, like, if they're really, really passionate, and if they're a creator and they have that creative bent, I can appreciate why they appreciate that music, and I appreciate it in some way because of that. It may not be the kind of music I'm going to blast in the car when I'm driving somewhere, but I can listen to that music and it gives me a new appreciation of it. So, and I think the fact that I honestly was not a big Beatles fan at all. I wasn't alive when they did their thing. So, but you know, the fact that this band inspired the Beatles gives me some kind of a weird frame of reference, and maybe gives me some deeper appreciation of both. I don't know. So I'm always on the lookout, like you say, for those areas where people are super passionate and where they've been creatively inspired by something that, I'm always looking to expand my musical worldview, and maybe this will do that. So it could be a really, really interesting find. And like you said, comes out very, very soon.
June 18th.
Wow. Okay. Well, and where do we watch it?
I don't know.
The television. I would suspect. I don't know either. But we'll put a link to wherever you can watch this documentary down in the description. But June 18th is not long away at all. But of course, you guys won't have to wait very long to see us again, because you know how often we do this?
Every day.
Every day, whether you've heard of us or not, whether we are the YouTube channel that is your YouTuber's favorite YouTube channel, if that makes any sense. But either way, we will see you tomorrow, friends, on the next Dork Trailer Ambush.
Peace out, nerds.
Bye.
Shut up and sit down.